On Texas, how many more seats do you want the Republicans to draw?
5.
And then what if California, New York, Illinois, and other blue states?
Yeah, well, that's okay too, but 5. I think we get 5. And there could be some other states. We're going to get another 3 or 4 or 5 in addition. Texas would be the biggest one, and
So
that'll be 5.
Is there a federal mechanism you're hoping to use to fight back against his redistricting constitutional amendment, or is that?
Well, I think I'm going to be filing a lawsuit pretty soon, and I think we're going to be very successful in it. We're going to be filing it through the Department of Justice. That's going to happen.
So it is probably pointless to point out the wild hypocrisy from this, that Donald Trump tells these Republican states, I want you to gerrymander so that we get more seats. Screw the people, we don't even care what they think. We're just gonna come up with maps that give us seats. We want it, we're gonna take it. We don't ever wanna lose power. We don't wanna have to actually convince people to support us. We just wanna be able to win automatically. Oh wait, the Democrats are doing that? Well, we're definitely going to sue them into the ground, because never forget the DOJ is just the Donald Trump law office. That's all it is right now. But that's what they're doing. And by the way, the right doesn't care about that hypocrisy at all. They want more of this hypocrisy. They want Donald Trump to do things, and then they want Democrats to be locked up for doing the exact same thing. Or in this case, not even the exact same thing, because as we'll point out, the Democrats actually went about doing it in a far more democratic and I would say ethical fashion. But as we've alluded to in our lower third here, the DOJ is suing California for doing a gerrymander that is expected that it will produce as many seats for the Democrats as the Texas gerrymander did for the Republicans. And so they've accused California, this is the fun part of the story, of racial gerrymandering in violation of the Constitution. See, the Trump administration, they just want to look out for voters of all races, and they think that those damn Democrats are being too racist in the way they're targeting these voters, which Trump would never ever do, of course. And so they're asking a judge to prohibit California from using the new map in any future elections, saying race cannot be used as a proxy to advance political interests. But that is precisely what the California General Assembly, which isn't a thing, it doesn't exist, as we'll get to, did with Prop 50, the recent ballot initiative that junked California's pre-existing electoral map in favor of a rush job rejiggering of California's congressional district lines. And they're really running with this. They think that they've got something here. Here's Pam Bondi.
They are flat out publicizing what they're trying to do and why they're trying to do it. They're trying to create seats based on race, and they can't do it. And we're going to hold them accountable just like any other state. I mean, they've very publicly said, Sean, what they're trying to do, and it's illegal gerrymandering. They cannot do it. So yeah, we sued them today. We're going to continue suing California until they start complying with the laws of our country.
So to be very clear, California has been open and upfront about what they're doing. And John of a year ago would say, I don't like it. They are trying to create new seats, just not based on race. They're trying to do it based on politics. What they're trying to do is the exact same thing that Texas did and other states, as we'll get to. Is it underhanded? Yeah, I think so. I don't think any state should be able to do this. But if Texas is doing it, and they already did, then yes, California gets to do that. And so Governor Newsom responded to this saying, these losers lost at the ballot box, and soon they will also lose in court. When Trump's handpicked hacks at DOJ can't tell California from North Carolina, the lawsuit is about as credible as Trump's I don't know Epstein lie. Basically referencing that their lawsuit against California references the General Assembly, which is not a thing that California actually has. They don't, again, but Pam Bondi doesn't actually care about this. It's not a real thing. It's just a thing that Donald Trump has to do. And I just want to remind everyone that while, if you squint your eyes, what California and Texas did was similar in that they redid their maps for partisan gain. They did not do it in the same way. Texas just did it. And hey, Pam Bondi, since you love people saying what they're trying to do, we showed that clip. Donald Trump just said, I told them to change their map so we get more seats. I can't wait for that to be played in the court. Texas just did it. The voters had no say whatsoever. That's not what happened in California. In California, they put it up for a vote, and as you can see, it won overwhelmingly, 64-36 basically. And so people were able to weigh in, and they did. I still, Prior John doesn't like it, doesn't think this is how it should go. But they did actually allow the people to weigh in. So this is a ridiculous and obviously hypocritical lawsuit. Hopefully it doesn't go anywhere, but you know how the SCOTUS is, Brett. What do you think?
It's actually more directly hypocritical and amazing than you make it sound, John. And
How
I know
so?
no one has a year-long memory, but in 2024, this thing that Pam Bondi and Donald Trump saying is, I'm shocked to find out that California, and we think it's illegal and unconstitutional that California would racially gerrymander a state. In May of 2024, this Supreme Court threw out a challenge to a map that even the South Carolina map maker admitted showed racial disparity. They allowed that map. This Supreme Court allowed, per Human Rights Watch, they allowed for racial gerrymandering of South Carolina. So what are they mad at? You're saying it's based on racial lines. So was the allegation in South Carolina. The map maker was like, You're saying they're saying it? Well, the map maker in South Carolina said, What are you mad at? Oh, you're mad because you're losing. And here's the thing. What you said at the very beginning of this segment, John, you were like he doesn't care. He just wants his side to win and the other side to lose. It doesn't matter, basically implying he has no value system other than me win, you lose. And that is, I would say, one of the most human instincts on the planet. But the thing about America is we designed a system to severely hamper that instinct based on what? Justice, which is fairness. And so we should have all these systems in place that stop you from just saying, hey buddy, get me some more seats. Because the alternative to get more seats is to be better at your job. And Trump clearly doesn't want to win the way that democracy says you should try to win. Instead, he just wants to change the rules. And that, I would say, is an admission that you're a loser.
Exactly. Yeah, no, as Gavin Newsom points out. And again, look, I hope that after all of this, we get to a system where individual states, biased lawmakers and not the ones that are doing this. It should be an independent thing. It should produce outcomes that are similar to the distribution of support for the different parties on a state level. Like all this is very obvious. It's just everybody thinks, no, wait, I think this current system can benefit us. If we do X, then we'll get Y. It's not how it should work. And hopefully, I think the only way that we get to a position where the Republicans would be willing to change it is if the system is contorted enough that they start losing under it.
If you enjoyed that, then make sure that you never miss another video by subscribing. And if you want a little more, consider hitting the join button and becoming a member. So you're probably wondering, why would I do that? Well, when you do that, you get access to bonus content that I make every single week, and it's a lot of fun. You get custom emojis and more. If you join at tier 3, by the way, you even get access to a monthly member hangout with myself. And you'll get all that going forward, but you'll also unlock years of the back catalog that is literally 100 or more bonus clips and top 10 lists and debates and more. So what are you waiting for?